Alright, what is good, everybody? Thank you, Miles per hour. Always makes great videos. Like I said, I've been watching his videos since 3 years ago, maybe. And I always been, and him, the Topher, Tedward, SHOUTOUT for a while. And so it's like, I've been really supporting them. And I was like, it's about time that I make the reaction videos. So, this is a Hellcat that I want to get. Because I was hating on them for a long time, but honestly, I really want to get one, a charger, and I want to just do my upgrades to it because I feel like I would have fun and I would make it so hard. So, 2022, let's go. Fair use, and this should be fun to watch.
Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat.
I love the blue. I love
We are going to take it for a drive. But first, let's check out how it looks on the inside.
Oh, hell no. Hold on. Quality just tripped out. 260K, 4K. Damn. I need to increase my Wi-Fi.
Inside and outside. Up front, we have tons of functional cooling for that supercharged V8, including this inlet on the hood, heat extractors to the left and right hand sides.
I'm not a big fan of these like little vents because they always look like so cheap, you know. I feel like the black should be more black. It looks like kind of like off black. I always said that.
Mail slot grill.
Same for the grill. I feel like it should be darker.
SRT Hellcat badge. Large front air dam.
That's probably something I would tell them, like, hey, you know, could you paint it pitch black, you know, jet black.
And functional corner vents. As a nod to the Charger's age, we have HID headlights, not... Stepping back to look at the profile, here the Charger is looking kind of dated, but...
Nah, to me, this is just one of the best looks. Like, this Charger, it to me is like it's too timeless. Like, I'm getting one. I'm gonna get one. And they was like, well, would you get this over a Mustang? And it's hard. It was hard to pick, but hell yeah, I would. Also, yeah, hell yeah, I would. And this 4-door, I really want to get one. I really do. I'm gonna get one. And it's cheaper, I believe. Or
when you drop it down and you look at the doming on that hood, how could you not get excited? It's just so mean. Getting to the back.
Man, look how fat those tires are.
ECR trunk-mounted lip spoil.
And I always love those Dodge brake lights. Those are my favorite.
Same.
So I would change that spoiler and put a way bigger one or carbon fiber. You know.
Color. LED taillight bars across the rear.
Yeah.
And the owner of this car, Brad, otherwise known as the OC Motivator on YouTube, has added a decal here.
Oh, it's Brad. Oh yeah, Brad. Oh. Yeah, OC Motivator. Yeah, he's cool. Damn, that's hard, Brad. That's hard.
Thank you so much for letting me review your brand new Hellcat. I will put a link in the description to Brad's channel. Guys, go check him out.
Yeah, Brad's cool, and he like, I know him from Josh, and man, wow, that's cool. That's
SRT Hellcat badge, and then functional cooling at the corners, 2 large chrome exhaust ports, and then Brad also added an aftermarket diffuser.
That's smart.
So yes, the Charger design is getting a little long in the tooth, but I still, every time I approach this car, I do so with trepidation. It's so angry.
I love, yeah.
Check out the interior.
That's what I love about it, is that it's so angry. The interior, I know it's big ass, you know, cowboy seats.
In the high seat position, so you can hit your noggin. Behind my own seat at 6 feet tall. I've got loads of knee room, good sized foot pockets to slide my feet under, plenty of thigh support. My head just barely clears the roof. But it does, so that's a pass. You've got 2 air vents here, 2 stages of rear seat heating, 2 USB ports, a tall drive shaft hump.
All I know is people ain't gonna be sitting back behind me unless they have to. Alright, let's get into this. Man, I love, man, I don't like the 392 is cool, but I'm not gonna take that. I'm not taking that. I need this.
5 section tires to deal with. You're gonna have to make some extra points in your turn. Let's see about the horn. But not scare yourself to drive this car. And if 707 horsepower is too much for you, say you need the training wheels, you can either get the black key and drive around like a valet, or you hit this eco mode.
Yeah, you ain't gonna catch me hitting eco mode. Now let's get on the highway, because, man, I would be driving this fun. I would tell Brad, like, hey Brad, like, I'm gonna just have fun, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind. You know, like, that people that are into cars, they're not gonna tear it up.
Was able, remarkably, I expected the back end to come around more. It was able to put the power down. Please don't come into me. Exiting that corner. That wide contact patch gave you this great sense of grip. The stiff, thick sway bars up front and in the rear, keeping the body stable. Those brakes scrubbed speed well at the start of the corner. There was some nosedive. The steering was a little flat for me. As I said, it took a second to set up to get into the corner, and then mid-corner, I was just relying on the seemingly endless grip of the nose from those wide tires, but I just wasn't getting a lot through the steering wheel. Now, if I am to go into manual mode,
let's see,
and use the dinky paddles, how do we like this ZF 8-speed gear? Oh, yeah.
You would catch me doing that.
The cacophony of sound. Yes! Yes!
And for me, I love when I have to make the exhaust louder because I know how loud that supercharger gets. But even though the exhaust can overtake the supercharged noise, but no, I like to hear it like the exhaust is roaring when you're at like high speed. I like to hear it when I'm pressing on it too.
Surrounded by the brutal force of acceleration. Here's the difference between that Scat Pack I was driving and now this Hellcat. The mid-range is a different level. The G-forces that just keep you pulling forward and never seems to let up.
Wow.
Are exhilarating and intoxicating. Like this is all I want to do now.
I told you. That's all I really wanted to do.
Ferocious.
Even if I was driving slow, like I'm just doing downshift.
Quick. The upshifts hit hard. This ZF 8-speed is an excellent transmission. Just having to use my middle fingers or freaking index is irritating. What a rocket ship.
Man.
And kind of like the Rolls-Royce when this is just going to sound absurd to compare a Hellcat to a Rolls-Royce, but they're similar in this way. The seats are so comfortable that when you do accelerate, you just get more comfortable because you're being pushed back into plushness.
That's true. That's true. And that's why I like
get enough.
That's why I like these Hellcats, and I'm gonna start looking at them. I will. I'm really gonna get one. And I'll put a red eye intake on it, and I'll put a nice titanium exhaust system and high flow cats.
I just want to like eke it out.
Upper pulley.
When you get to a certain part of the rev range, the Hemi overwhelms the supercharger one. So I find that if I really just want to play with that, let's go back to drive. If you stay in the low part of the rev range, you can almost isolate the supercharger.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be forgetting that's Hemi too. Damn, no wonder why it sounds like that. Yeah, like that's what he's saying. So that's why I would get that JLT. What it is, JLT intake? But whatever, just get a big performance intake, and you will hear that, or the red eye intake, and just you will hear that supercharger way more. Like if you look at No Limits channel, his Hellcat, that shit screams. Like that is the one that I gotta review that too, because he actually drives it like crazy too. So this is a great album.
Without the Hemi being too much. And when you aren't accelerating like crazy and just having so much fun, get out of eco, then we're done with that.
Hell man.
And you're just cruising on the highway. It's not overly loud, right? Like this is a mainstream sedan that's been.
No, that's what I love about it too, because they could I've been seeing that about them. Like they could cruise, you know, going pretty fast without making noise. And then once you want to put your foot on that shit open up. So that's what I love.
Improved a lot with performance, and so you got to come in with those mainstream sedan cabin isolation expectations, and so it's. You know, you can hear a lot of the tire noise. That's what I get. Like those tires are just picking up a lot. The road noise is reasonable for highway, and the wind noise is not bad at all. You can cruise relatively comfortably in this car. And that would make it a surprisingly good daily driver. Dave.
That's
We're gonna be heroes!
I'm a good one. I'm really gonna get one. Hellcat.
We're in their corner and on it.
And I love to just spin the wheels. That's fun. Yeah.
Drivable? Check. Corner capable? Check. Is it quick? Well, we've got a race box set up here. So we can see just that. We'll set the launch control to just 1100 RPM, because I know I've launched a Hellcat before. If you do anything more, it's just going to be spinning the tires the whole time. Now all I have to do is activate it, hold my foot hard on the brake, pin the throttle, let it go. Oh, even this I'm feeding out. 4.7. And that was having to peel back on the throttle a little bit just so we could even hook up. Yikes. Okay, so actually getting the power to the ground for a launch from 60 is predictably very hard.
Exactly.
Rear drive car, this much power. Even with 315 section tires, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
I imagine if you get really good with the launch control system, and ideally if you're on a prep surface, you're going to be able to see what independent tests have seen of 3.5 seconds to 60. All I could do was 4.7. Now let's be clear. If you do want to smoke the tires, you can do that at a moment's notice.
Oh.
I've gone into track mode, and then I've turned off traction and stability control.
Oh.
From here, we just go to...
Oh.
See what I mean?
Wow, he did that
So
smooth. He did that smooth. Man.
Let me put the pieces together here and come up with a takeaway on the 22 Hellcat. First off, a couple of the specs I didn't mention. The fuel economy. It's going to matter if you want to daily drive this.
That's true.
It's 12 city, 21 highway, and 15 combined. Painful. The top speed, which you'll probably never see, is 196 miles per hour. Is the experience of the Hellcat worth $78,000 to start? That's 26 grand more than the Scat Pack that I drove and loved. Interior wise, the leather seats are pretty much the only distinguishing factor between this and the Scat Pack, and though they're very nice, they're probably not worth $26,000. Performance wise, the mid-range pull is really the big difference between this and that Scat Pack, because you can still spin the tires, you can still have pretty much the same 0 to 60 launch, because you can only put the power down so well, and they look pretty much the same. So I don't know. Like I'm struggling to decide whether this is actually worth that big of a chunk over the Scat Pack. And furthermore,
see, if it's like that, then it's not worth buying it for me. It's like, if it's hard for you to distinguish that the bottom, the other less than model is better than the top model, then that's not good. That means, Dodge, y'all need to really do some changes to it. That means this should be not even close to the base model. Or the Scat Pack, whatever. This ain't worth it. I mean, it's worth it, but it's not. I mean, once he said that, it kind of made me think, like, like, it would be cool. Like, I probably wouldn't get a 2022. You know, I wouldn't, because I'd be like, hey, they all down there the same. So, yeah. I see why people get Mustang. I see why people get Vets. I still think about it. But if I'm daily driving something, like, performance-wise, I would really think about that Z. That would be crazy.